In part 2, we're going to talk about Kaizen. Kaizen is the Japanese word for improvement. It refers to continually improving processes and focusing in on it, and not just production process, but all business activities. Kaizen events are special events where improvements are made to a workplace or a small work area or department. That'll be mentioned at the end of this part. The Toyota production system is known for Kaizen, where all people are expected and encouraged to make improvements on a continual basis. The goal is, of course, to eliminate non-value added activities. Some Kaizen low-hanging fruit, if you will, some places where you can eliminate non-value added activities are eliminating walking, waiting on machine cycles, generating information that doesn't have any real use or value, eliminating extra motions, cutting down on material handling, or having it done automatically, eliminating unnecessary work in process inventory. Now workers can concentrate on doing this in their own workplace, or they can contribute to doing it in their work area. These are common ways that Kaizen are carried out. Let me make a comment here that, as far as I'm concerned, this is industrial engineering concepts that have been around for a long time, but they were packaged very nicely in the Kaizen movement. The Kaizen process is not a whole lot different than the traditional line balancing approach used by industrial engineers for many years. It is packaged a little bit differently, however. You still need to measure and figure out how much time you need to do the required amount of work. Then you have to find the appropriate cycle time that minimizes any idle time or waste time, and then balance things out, and then try it out during an event. In other words, come in, make the changes, rearrangements, try it out, make adjustments, get it working right, and then standardize what you did, make sure that it's working right, and then move on to do the same thing in the next work area. So the results of the Kaizen process are to eliminate waste, get organized, and standardize operations. The organizing part is called 5S, and that's going to be covered in another section, another part coming up. The last two slides we're going to devote to focused Kaizen, or what's sometimes called a Kaizen Blitz or Kaizen event. This is where a work area is chosen that's ripe for improvement, and resources are brought in at the same time. Workers are consulted, various people are involved to figure out how to rearrange the area, change the cycle time, and get reorganized. And then some time is set aside, maybe a week, and everything stops. The Kaizen event takes place, things get rearranged, and they try out different methods, see what works and what doesn't work, standardize things, and then get back up in production. So it's kind of a forced solution with not all of the planning done until they get things rearranged and see what works and what doesn't work. Now, as an industrial engineer, I can't say that I'm really excited about the idea of doing a rearrangement if I don't know what the results are going to be. But the positive effect of Kaizen is that a lot of times things got fixed a lot sooner than they would have otherwise. So, done properly, a Kaizen event can be a positive thing and can have a positive effect on the culture of the company. In my opinion, there can be some problems from focused Kaizen if it's not done right. I've heard some stories of Kaizen events that kind of scared me. I think that it needs to be done with proper planning and thoughtfulness and expertise. If not, you could have some superficial training, you could have some teamwork that doesn't manifest itself, you can have an overall process that isn't really maximized, maybe even just sub-optimized. And finally, these Kaizen events, in my opinion, are not a substitute for a manufacturing strategy.